Hey everybody, it's Mike. Good morning. I just want to talk to you for a few minutes today about what I've seen working in my network as a result of my personal brand and a lot of the conversations I've been having. Talk to people about using LinkedIn for lead generation and increasing the value of your network. They say your network is your net worth. So what I've really made a conscious effort to do over the last few months is turn more of these digital relationships and make them personal. And the way I'm doing that is through video calls, old-fashioned telephone calls to truly get to know people, to understand their business, where they add value, what they want to know from me, what I can learn from them, and to help each other. So there's a few things that continue to come up, and these are the things I want to talk about with you, my audience, because this is where I see traction in the market. I want to continue to vet out these ideas to optimize the programs and the services I offer behind them, and they're being well received. And you on the other end can help tell me what's worked for you or what questions you have that allow me to continue to add depth and breadth to the programs that I offer. So the first, you've probably seen, I've posted about mentoring a lot. I've had some great mentoring relationships in my life. I've been published in a local startup journal called Upstart New York with a 2-part mentoring series. I've talked about millennial mentors. I've talked about where to find mentors and 4 traits that the best mentors have. So everyone needs a mentor in their life. Everyone needs several mentors in their life. In addition to a mentor, it's also good to have a coach that helps push you out of your comfort zone, a mentor that can show you the way, that can change the way you think and challenge some of your thoughts. So when I mention millennial mentors, everybody knows what a mentor is. When I talk about millennial mentors, it's a little bit of a new catchphrase, so to speak, right? We know millennials and Generation Z are people anywhere from the age of 17 and 18 graduating high school up to the age of the low to mid 30s. So it's a wide age group, but millennial mentors, so I go in and speak to a lot of organizations and we talk about mentoring and creating cross-training for succession planning and to help as a way to onboard new employees and help them feel more engaged and accepted in the workforce. And it also allows millennial mentors, allows a senior executive, someone that's 40 or above, to work with someone in their 20s or 30s. And through this cross-training and osmosis, they're able to learn from each other. The senior person can teach them about the policy and the practices that have worked for them. The millennials and the Generation Zs can teach them what millennials know. They've grown up in a connected world. They understand social selling and personal branding and digital media and digital marketing. So I have a quote I always use, and that's when one teaches, two learn. So I sit in the classroom where I am today after finishing a workshop on entrepreneurship, and I learn from these students every day. They learn from me, I learn from them because we have dialogue, because I'm willing to listen, to understand where their mind is, to help companies and corporations and organizations better understand that demographic of their workforce, and to bridge the gap between the disconnect with what some of these kids are picking up in traditional education, which is why I do this, and what businesses need. So to bridge that gap, to shorten the learning curve, to help the students get the skills, the experience, and the connections they need, to help the companies develop their workers to be highly engaged and highly productive and high performers by lowering the barrier to entry, by welcoming these people in with open arms. So with that being said, millennial mentors, I go in and I have a conversation about the biases of different generations in the workforce, and we kind of clear the air on all of that, and then we say, okay, what can baby boomers teach us? What can these executives teach us? What can these new hires teach you? And let's open our minds and see what we can learn from each other instead of focusing on some stereotype we have because there's one person in our family who's got a bias, right? So we kind of put that aside. When I say include these millennials, when I leave here today, this isn't a conversation that starts and ends today. If you want new ideas, fresh ideas, bring some of these younger people in on a committee. That's what a millennial mentor is. It's a fresh perspective. It's a new attitude. You include these people in planning decisions, right? And management decisions to see how can a manager be more effective with younger workers? How can younger workers be more effective communicating with upper ranks in the management or the leadership within an organization? how can everyone feel heard? So I talk about these things often. I think mentoring is very important. It should be intentional. It should be strategic in all organizations that want to thrive and not just survive. Part of this is included in the onboarding piece and helping companies understand that you don't just onboard someone by showing them processes over the first 2, 3, 4 weeks on the job. You have to map this out over 6 and 12 months and let it be strategic and let people continue to grow within the organization, to get exposed to different departments, different people, to build relationships and be fully engaged. When people are engaged, they work hard. When you take care of your employees, they take care of your customers. When you take care of your customers and your employees, they take care of your brand and give you brand loyalty. That means you get referrals to the best employees. We all know retention is better when someone's referred into an organization. If an employee believes in your organization, they will refer their friends and family and people that are good fits. If your customers feel that you care about them, you take care of them, you put them first, they're going to refer more customers to you. So you need your employees and your customers at the center of your business model if you want to thrive in today's day and age. So I'll continue to share more tips with you. If you have any questions or comments about a great onboarding experience you had, about a mentor that you had that made an impact on your life, or how there's been a millennial mentor that you've worked with as an older individual, or a younger millennial who's worked with an older mentor, please share below in the comments and tell me what you've seen that's worked best or something that you'd like to see improved where you are today. And I'll work to spread that message. Everybody have a good day. Continue to grow, to be open-minded, to be your best, and just know we all have something to learn from everybody. Have a great day, everybody. It's Mike. Thanks.